I was growing up in Connecticut, there was a playhouse very close to where my family lived, and it was called the Camberwood Playhouse. It's no longer there anymore, but my grandfather would take myself, my brother, and my cousins all the time to see the latest play. And the playhouse was, well, strange, okay? I'll tell you more about it a little later, but I remember going, and I remember the experience of going there at a young age and how impressionable it was on me. It was a place of escape when those house lights went down. It was exciting, the music, the dancing, the lights. So a few months ago, I contacted all these lovely people we have here to see if they'd be interested in doing a night of Broadway. And within 1 hour, every single person said yes. And I'm very grateful that we get another night together like this. You all look so good. So let's jump right into it. This next piece of music is from the Walt Disney Broadway production of The Little Mermaid, which debuted in 2008. And being that Brewster is a seaside town, I wonder what it would be like if Ariel the Mermaid was hanging out on Crosby Beach in the Bay. Seeing all of us hanging out in the summer, what would she want to experience? Maybe she'd grab a cocktail at the Ocean Edge Cocktail Bar. Maybe she'd check out the oyster beds, or maybe she'd cheat at beach volleyball with her fin. Anyway, this song is the most popular song from the play called Part of Your World, where Ariel is searching for something bigger for her future. And playing the part of Ariel tonight is Katy. And thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoy what we have in store. Thank you. escape them. And when that kind of song is finished, you go back and you listen again and again. What is it about those musical moments that make us all react in different ways? I think it's one of the great wonders of music that is unexplainable. This next song is one of those pieces, and it's from the 1979 production entitled Sweeney Todd. And yes, the subject matter of who Sweeney Todd is not something we'll get into this evening. But the play itself has these other little stories within it, including this one, that are very beautiful. In the play, the character of Anthony walks underneath a window every afternoon from the sidewalk and looks up at the woman he loves sitting at the window combing her hair. But she isn't his wife, for she's trapped in a forced marriage with the town judge. So Anthony sings to this woman in the window of his love for her every day and how he'll save her from her unfortunate situation. And the music and lyrics of Sweeney Todd were written by the great Stephen Sondheim. And pay close attention to how Sondheim was able to create such a huge impact with such delicate, simple, little melodies and lyrics. And this is called Joanna from Sweeney Todd. And playing the role of Anthony tonight is Sam Cournoyer.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
How many of you here have seen us perform in concert before? How many of you are here for the first time? Okay. How many of you have seen us before and brought a friend with you who hasn't seen us before? Okay. How many of you were friends last year, but this year decided to bring someone else? Okay. Kind of worked. Okay. Well, for those who have seen us before, know that at some point in the evening I'm going to talk about Phil Collins, okay? And this is that moment. So, Phil is my musical hero. And yes, this is a Broadway show tonight, but Phil did write the music for the Broadway play Tarzan. But don't worry, we're not performing Phil Collins tonight. However, when I was a young lad, I would collect everything and anything that Phil Collins put his pen to musically. And one of them was a tribute album to the great musical West Side Story. And he sang the final song on the album entitled Somewhere, which is the recurring love theme throughout the play. And I remember being captivated by the song at a very young age, not because it was Phil singing it, well, that's probably why, but because of the gentleness of the lyrics and the lush melodies, and the music from West Side Story was written by both Stephen Sondheim and Leonard Bernstein. Quite the duo. And when we were putting this show together, we knew we had to include it in the set list because it's one of the most famous pieces of Broadway music of all time. And playing the role of Maria tonight is the wonderful Johanna on voice, with a gorgeous string interlude from our lovely trio we have here. Now, speaking of roles, it's with very, very great pleasure to tell you that our very own Johanna was just chosen to play the lead role in Katuitt Center's upcoming production of Legally Blonde. The show runs from May 9th through the 26th, so when you get home, get your tickets. A lot of them are sold already. So Johanna will play the lead role of Elle Woods, and I know she'll excel in it. But tonight, Johanna's Maria. And this is called Somewhere, from the 1957 production of West Side Story. So I'm not good at sports, but I love parallel parking. Because unlike sports, when you parallel park, the worse you are, the more people you have rooting for you. It has absolutely nothing to do with this song. I just thought it was a good joke. In 1983, a producer named Cameron McIntosh premiered the musical Cats on Broadway to immediate smashing success. And while in his dressing room on opening night, Cameron was handed a cassette tape from one of the stagehands who said, "There's a man in the audience that wants you to listen to this. He thinks you'll like this music and want to write a play about it." So Cameron threw the cassette in the box and never thought of it again. But this crowd member kept coming and kept persisting that he needed to listen to this cassette tape. So one night, Cameron decided to sit down and listen to this music and see what the big deal was. And it turns out it was a complete written and recorded musical on tape by this audience member named Peter Farrago. And the cassette tape was simply titled Les Miserables. So Cameron met with Peter, and together they produced the musical of the same name, which would go on to become the longest-running musical on London's West End, and in turn opening on Broadway, winning 12 Tony Awards its opening year. And tonight we'll perform for you what is probably the most famous song from the production, entitled I Dreamed a Dream. And this is a lament thinking back to happier days in Fantine, the character's lifetime, when she was full of hope and wonder. And tonight, Fantine will be played by the incredible Joan Kirchner. This is I Dreamed a Dream. Thank you. Can I have everybody stand real quick? Stand. Doesn't everyone look sharp tonight in their outfits? I had to go to the store this week to get a black tie because, surprisingly, being a church musician, I don't have one. And while I was out, I stopped off at the bookstore. When I'm preparing for concerts, I like to buy a new book to read to keep my mind's nervousness distracted. Anyway, I love reading mystery novels. Does anyone here like mystery novels? Woo! I was thinking, wait, this is good, wait. I almost had it. I know it's coming and it's so bad. Okay, so I love reading mystery novels, and I was thinking, why are there no positive mystery novels? It's always who used the lead pipe in the library, or who stole the diamond. But how about, hey, who made cookies? or somebody cleaned my room. Anyway, oh boy, okay. So remember that playhouse all the way back in the beginning that I told you about that my grandfather took me to. This playhouse was interesting, to say the least. I'm not sure if they really had the licenses to put on the productions. Okay, but all of Broadway's greatest stars got their start in small playhouses, right? Bernadette Peters, Patti LuPone, Michael Crawford, Liza Minnelli, Ethel Merman. I can assure you, though, none of them got their start at this particular playhouse. For example, they did the Phantom of the Opera one year, but they just called it Phantom. And the music was slightly off from the Broadway version, using just slightly different melodies and lyrics. And the story had a different ending. It wasn't a love story. It ended with the Phantom in a fight with the opera house owners. It didn't make any sense. So as we were putting on this show tonight, I started thinking of famous Broadway plays that non-licensed playhouse could do. So like, what if Sweeney Todd was just a happy barbershop owner who was in search of the perfect shaving cream? That was it. Or if Fiddler on the Roof was just a guy who held outdoor concerts in his neighborhood, and the conflict of the story could be the neighbors complaining to town hall about the volume. Okay? Or if they did Cats, but used dogs. Anyway, tonight we're going to perform a duet from the fully licensed original Phantom of the Opera. And this is the duet that takes place between the characters Christine and Raoul. And this is All I Ask of You, and features Katy and Sam together. Thank you.
Forget these wide-eyed fears. I'm here, nothing can harm you. My words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom. Let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you.
All I want is freedom, a world with no
On the day I was born, said my father, said he, I've an elegant legacy waiting for ye. 'Tis a rhyme for your lips and a song for your heart, to sing it whenever the world falls apart. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. 'Twas a sumptuous gift to bequeath to a child. Oh, the lore of that song kept his feet running wild. For you never grow old, and you never stand still, with whippoorwill singing beyond the next hill. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. So I bundled my heart and I roamed the world free, to the east with the lark, to the west with the sea. And I roamed o'er the earth, and I scanned all the skies, and I found it at last in my own true love's eyes. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. Follow the fellow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow who follows a dream.
We had some hesitation tonight adding in some deep cuts to the set list for fear of it being too contrast to the rest of the songs. After all, we like going to concerts and hearing the greatest hits. But there's a musical from 1979 called Tell Me on a Sunday, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and it's actually a one-woman show. And it isn't one of Webber's most famous musicals, and it had a lot of rewrites and revivals over the years. But I was on a walk one afternoon listening to Michael Crawford, who, as we all here know, or should know, he played the original and best Phantom of the Opera. And I was listening to a collection he released of himself singing musicals other than the Phantom. And one of the songs was called Tell Me on a Sunday. And it was hauntingly beautiful. So I replayed it over and over again as I was walking. And the lyrics were funny and cute, but heartbreaking at the same time. But as I listened to this song, I knew it couldn't work simply because this wasn't a popular song and no one would know it. So I put it to bed and forgot about it. Then one afternoon, Katy texted me and said, I have a request for the concert, you can totally say no. So I asked what it was, and she said, it's called Tell Me on a Sunday. So whether or not you know this song, we're doing it because I now know at least one other person that knows this song. And playing the part of girl tonight is Katy on voice. That's the character's name, and there is a violin solo by Meghan. This is called Tell Me on a Sunday. Thank you.
Don't write a letter when you want to leave. Don't call me at 3 a.m. from a friend's apartment. I like to choose how I hear the news. Take me to a park that's covered with trees. Tell me on a Sunday, please. Let me down easy, no big song and dance. No long faces, no long looks, no deep conversation. I know the way we should spend the day. Take me to a zoo that's got chimpanzees. Tell me on a Sunday, please. Don't want to know who's to blame. It won't help knowing. Don't want to fight day and night. Bad enough you're going. Don't leave in silence with no words at all. Don't get drunk and slam the door. That's no way to end this. I know how I want you to say goodbye. Find a circus ring with a flying trapeze. Tell me on a Sunday, please. Don't want to fight day and night. Bad enough you're going. Don't leave in silence with no words at all. Don't get drunk and slam the door. That's no way to end this. I know how I want you to say goodbye. Don't run off in the pouring rain. Don't call me as they call your train. Take the hurt out of all the pain. Take me to a park that's covered with trees. Tell me on a Sunday, please.
It's a good song, isn't it? It's a nice song. Yeah. Some of life's greatest joys are just simple things, right? For example, the other day I was at the store and I needed some new pajamas. So I got new ones with pockets in them, which is great because before I used to have to hold stuff when I slept. But But now I'm like, where's my planner? Oh, keep sleeping. Okay. In the musical Evita, written by Broadway royalty Andrew Lloyd Webber, the instrument collection he uses is unordinary. Sure, we have the huge Broadway orchestra with all the violins, the cellos, the flutes. But what does Andrew Lloyd Webber decide to do? He puts an electric guitar at the forefront of the soundtrack, having it as the main instrument running throughout. Strange and unusual, but it works. It just works. And while tonight we don't have any crazy electric guitar melodies, we are doing one of the most haunting melodies from that musical. And Evita tells the story about the rise and fall of the Argentine political leader, Eva Perón. And this piece is towards the end of the play when Ava is older and reflecting on her life. And while the first verse doesn't really have any musical accompaniment and the chord structure is very unordinary, it just works. And it's beautiful. And the part of Evita will be played tonight by Joan and a lovely, lovely cello solo by Nancy. This is called You Must Love Me.
Where do we go from here? This isn't where we intended to be. We had it all. You believed in me. I believed in you. Certainties disappear. What do we do for our dream to survive? How do we keep all our passions alive as we used to do? Deep in my heart I'm concealing things that I'm longing to say. Scared to confess what I'm feeling. Frightened you'll slip away. You must love me. You must love me. Why are you at my side? How can I be any use to you now? Give me a chance and I'll let you know how. Nothing has changed. Deep in my heart I'm concealing things that I'm longing to say. Scared to confess what I'm feeling. Frightened you'll slip away. You must love me. You must love me. You must love me.
Tonight we're raising money for the food pantries on Cape Cod, and there's donation boxes on your way out at the end of the night. If you don't have anything with you, simply flip your program over and there's a QR code to donate from your phone. Everybody's doing it. But we thank you for your generosity. It really does make a difference, and we're so happy to be up here performing for such a great cause. So thank you. In 2011, Disney debuted a Broadway musical entitled Newsies. And the story was loosely based on the Newsies Boys strike of 1899, where a youth-led campaign spoke out for higher compensation for their daily work of getting 2 New York newspapers out every morning. And one of the most exciting songs in the musical is called Watch What Happens, sung by the character Catherine, a journalist who comes up with ideas on how to help these boys make a change for the better. And playing the role of Catherine tonight is our very own Johanna. And this is Watch What Happens. Thank you. Are we ready?
Steam ahead. Write what you know, so they say. All I know is I don't know what to write or the right way to write it. This is big, lady, don't screw it up. This is not some little vaudeville I'm reviewing. Poor little kids versus rich, greedy sourpusses. It's a cinch. It can practically write itself, and let's pray it does. Cause as I have mentioned, I have no clue what I'm doing. Am I insane? This is what I've been waiting for. Well, that plus the screaming of half-crazy editors. A girl, it's a girl. How the hell is that even legal? Look, just go and get her. Not only that, there's the story behind the story. Thousands of children exploited, invisible. Speak up, take a stand, and there's someone to write about it. That's how things get better. Give life's little guy some ink, and when it dries, just watch what happens. Those kids will live and breathe right on the page, and once they're center stage, you watch what happens. And who's there with her camera and her pen as boys turn into men? They'll storm the gates, and then just watch what happens when they do. Woo! Picture a handsome, heroically charismatic, plain-spoken, know-nothing, skirt-chasing, cocky little son of a lie down with dogs, and you wake up with a raise and a promotion. So he's a flirt, a complete egomaniac. The fact is he's also the face of the strike. What a face! Face the fact, that's the face that could save us all from sinking in the ocean. Like someone said, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power, wait, corrupts. Absolutely, this is genius, but give me some time. I'll be twice as good as that. 6 months from never. Just look around at the world we're inheriting and think of the one we'll create. Their mistake is they got old. That is not a mistake. We'll be making no sir. We'll stay young forever. Give those kids and me the brand new century, and watch what happens. It's David and Goliath, do or die. The fight is on, and I can't watch what happens. But all I know is nothing happens if you just give in. It can't be any worse than how it's been, and it just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin.
Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a moment to introduce to you some of these fabulously fabulous musicians we have up here playing just for you tonight. All the way from Rhode Island on the violin, Meghan O'Connor. Just up north in Boston on the viola, Sofia Nikas. And a local girl who lives actually only a mile from me on the cello. Don't ever visit me at home. Nancy Torrente. And from just over the Sagamore Bridge on the voice, Katy Berlenbach. And cut to its Center for the Arts' newest lead. Remember to get your tickets when you get home. On The Voice, Johanna Stipetic. And on the harp, my good friend and yours, Mairead Doherty. And my own personal angel of music, Cape Cod's beloved soprano, Joan Kirchner. And an in-house favorite here at Our Lady of the Cape, the Reverend John Dolan. And last but not least, I got everybody, right? Okay. And last but not least, traveling the furthest out of all of us to be here, and it doesn't make him any better than the rest of you. On The Voice, all the way from Manhattan to be here tonight, Sam Cournoyer. So we thank you for joining us this evening. This was our first spring concert here, and I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up. But we hope we got it right for you. So should we call this the first annual? Cool. Excellent. So this is our last song for the evening, and it's from the musical Bridges of Madison County. Yeah, it's a play, too. This is called It All Fades Away, and playing Clint Eastwood's role is the bearded one tonight, Sam Cournoyer. Thanks for coming tonight. Be kind to one another. We hope we got it right for you, and we'll see you soon, okay? Thank you.
There was something in the desert, there was some place wild and green, and a child in a village I passed through. There are places that I've traveled, and so many things I've seen, and it all fades away, but you. I was sliding down a mountain, I was burning in the sun, I was crying with amazement at the view. I was capturing a moment, but when all is said and done, well, it all fades away, but you. Sailed across the oceans, past the cities and the farms, on a never-ending quest for something new. And the only thing that mattered were those 4 days in your arms, and it all fades away, but you. It all fades away. that remains forever true. Past the thinking, past the breathing, past the beating of my heart, it will all fade away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you, but you, but you.
Get home safe. Thank you.
One more.